Hi all, welcome to the presentation for Chapter 11. This presentation describes elements of design used to compose your final report. The goals of creating an elegant looking document are as follows. First of all, don't underestimate the importance of first impressions, even in a document. A neatly designed document tends to express the amount of time and effort put forth, and also shows credibility, even before your audience even reads the document. Headers, numbers, bullets, etc., especially in technical communication, can really help your reader understand the relationship among each part of the document. It helps them understand how one thing leads to the next. It also helps readers find information. Of course, in the real world, a document like this, if you sent it out and it was, 45, 50 pages, some people might skim it to find exactly what they're looking for, depending on what circumstance they're in. So having bullets, having headers makes it really easy to find that information. It helps readers understand the information because they have smaller parts and it's easier to handle smaller parts. Here's an example. Don't try to read the words here. This is just a template from Pages. I'm using it basically to show you some elements of design as set forth in this template. I think there's nothing wrong with using a template for your final report. Just make sure that you don't just take it at face value. I think this one is organized really well. I'm not a huge fan of the green up on the top, but let's look at the way that they use headers here. I do like everything flush left like this, making the headers just in bold and the rest all lined up on the same. I think looks really nice, looks really crisp. Notice the use of space here. They don't use indentation and instead have this space in between, making it clear where the paragraphs begin and end. Same thing here. After the actual header, there's this little space, making it really easy to understand this document. Same amount of white space here. So when you're making your document, don't forget the importance of page numbers. For the most part, your page numbers are going to be up in the upper right-hand corner of the body of your paper. But in the very first few pages, you're going to have bottom Roman numerals for that introduction. And I have it detailed in the assignment sheet and also follow the example in the book. You'll probably use headers to separate your document. You don't have to use footers, but if you do, keep these to a minimum. The type of type that you use, I know it's a pain in the butt to always hear Times New Roman, Times New Roman, but really this kind of serif font is easier on the eyes and it's more academic, I guess. I know that Word uses Calibri as a default, and I know that it helps reduce paper loss and print, but try to stick to some serif font like Times New Roman and 12-point font. For this paper, you can double space it. I know that was a question some people had. If I have to make it this long, can it please be double spaced? Absolutely. Line spacing in between, usually, like I just said, we're going to use double spacing, so that won't be too much of an issue. And you don't have to. There are many different ways to organize this, but I really think that a left justified paper looks nice. Okay, so let's think about headers some more. Notice the difference here between this header and the headers that we saw before. The problem I see with a header like this is that it's not easy to locate on the paper, especially if you had 10 pages. The one above, if you notice, because it's not part of the paragraph, makes it easy to manipulate. So there are different ways to use headers. I think the one above looks better. Notice the excess of white space here. Try to keep this the same throughout your paper. Some other examples, see how this header kind of runs in with that first example. It makes it unclear what this header is actually referring to. Is it referring to the paragraph below or the pictures above? I also messed these up a little bit so you can see the different ways that you can title you probably won't have pictures in yours, but depending on where you put this information, definitely changes how you read.